Yes, the Soweto Derby takes center stage today as Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs face off at Orlando Stadium today at 3:30. Now, this is the first Soweto Derby for the DStv Premiership season with bragging rights on the line. And just to chat a bit more about this, I'm joined by former Orlando Pirates midfielder Joseph Makhanya and former Kaizer Chiefs midfielder Tinashe Nengomasha. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me this morning. A very good morning to you guys. The Soweto Derby that is happening today. Let's start with you, Joseph. Obviously, we've always known throughout the years that this is a big occasion. This is a big game. Players usually want to play in this game, but do you think it's still a dream come true for players nowadays to play in the Soweto Derby? Joseph, can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you properly. There's
Okay,
too
so
much echo there.
all right, so it seems like we're still struggling with regards to the sound over there, but we're speaking all things Soweto Derby. Let's just try this again. Just Joseph Makhanya from Orlando Pirates and or former Orlando Pirates midfielder, and Tinashe Nengomasha, who is a former Kaizer Chiefs midfielder, just chatting about the Soweto Derby. Let's try this again. Joseph, obviously we know that the Soweto Derby is a big occasion, and it has always been for players throughout the years. Oh, Tinashe, if you can hear me, do you think it is still a dream come true for players to play in the Soweto Derby nowadays?
Yeah, most definitely. It's a dream come true for everyone in the Soweto Derby because of the history. We've got great players who made names for both clubs because of the Soweto Derby. So I think this opportunity is the best opportunity for any player to make history for himself, for the club, and for his family.
I mean, just leading up to this game today and just looking at how both players have been performing since the beginning of the year, would you say it's anything to go by leading into this game, or do usually coaches have a different strategy heading into a Soweto Derby?
I think it's coaches this time around will be having different strategies because if you look at Orlando Pirates, they managed to beat Chiefs in the MTN final women away. And then if you look at Chiefs, probably will be thinking of it's time for payback, to make the fans happy. But if you look at both clubs, in case of experience, I think Pirates have got a lot of quality, experienced players than Chiefs. You look at Monari, you look at Ben Motswari and all of them, they've been around for quite a while. So I think they've got an edge on this one, unless if Chiefs comes and play at a high rate of motivation, probably then we can take something away from this game.
Joseph, just bringing you into the conversation, do you agree with Tinashe over here saying that Orlando Pirates boasts a large number of talent in terms of the players heading into this game? How have you seen Pirates performing leading up to the Soweto Derby?
Yeah, I would like to echo his sentiments, but I think that Pirates they boast a good squad with quite a number of players who've got experience on their side. So also leading towards the time, I think both teams haven't been doing that well. So also this, I think, is set out the stage whereby both teams will want to make sure that they don't disappoint their supporters.
Tinashe, how have you been seeing the performance of Kaizer Chiefs? Because, I mean, at one stage, people were talking relegation, even though it's not yet towards the end of the season, but they managed to pick themselves up. How do you think they're faring this season?
I think considering the players which they have, I think probably it should be a blessing in disguise because you've got players who are coming from the academy who you want to bring into a club of magnitude. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to also notice the junior coaches of what they've been doing at the academy and what they've been producing. So their senior players have been carrying the club, we know our senior players used to carry Kaizer Chiefs in the past. So I think they've fairly done well by pulling from the bottom where they were and being where they are now. But they just need to bring a bit of consistency in winning games because they've done well in winning 3 in a row, and then they end up drawing 2 in a row again. So I think it's a matter of consistency this time around. And with Nikovic back, I think probably they're having someone who's doing most for them, because that has been their biggest problem so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you're mentioning a player like Nukovic, but just looking at the team as a whole, do you think Kaizer Chiefs has that caliber of players that are able to face big clubs like Mamelodi Sundowns, the likes of Morocco Swallows, who are doing well currently? I mean, we know that Coach Gavin Hunt has had to deal with these players. They can't buy any more players, but is he able to utilize these players?
Nah, I don't think they'll be able to really compete with such clubs like Sundowns and also Morocco Swallows because of the kind they're having right now, unless they add more power in the team. But I think they will fight, to be in a respectable position, and also they're playing the Champions League, representing, South Africa as a country again. So it's gonna be a big task to ask them. Mm-hmm. But I hopefully hope, with Gavin and also what he has done in his past, can bring all that magic to make sure that they finish in a respectable position and probably win maybe one cup, which is left so far in the DStv league.
Joseph, just to hear from you on your thoughts, Coach Joseph Zambawa, I heard you saying that he shouldn't be let go should he lose the Soweto Derby. What are your thoughts on his performance as a coach, and why do you think they shouldn't let him go after this derby if he loses today?
Yeah, I think obviously, judging by his performance, he has just recently won the Gen 8, and also they've been a cry out from their supporters, whereby they are complaining about inconsistency in terms of team selection. So, which is something that he has to look into. Because of now, I find that also the team doesn't perform well because of that inconsistency in selection.
And I mean, we know that usually a Soweto Derby becomes a big of an occasion, especially when fans are there at the stadium. But this time around, obviously, because of COVID-19, there are no fans at the stadium. And we even heard Coach Gavin Hunt saying that he feels like Kaizer Chiefs are not performing well because there are no fans at the stadium. Tinashe, do you agree with what Coach Gavin Hunt is saying?
Yeah, I do agree with what he said, because the fans, they're really important, because of the motivation which they give the players, especially, with all that noise. The stadium is more intimidating for your opponents. But right now, with no fans, it seems like Chiefs is playing friendly games. That's why probably some of the boys are not performing to the maximum, which we usually see day in, day out. Hopefully, they can adjust the situation as quick as possible. Because we don't know what this virus is when, and they need to also, be to honor, fighting spirit in getting the results for the club.
Joseph, I see you laughing over there. Do you agree with what he's saying with regards to Kaizer Chiefs?
Yeah, I also believe that both teams have been struggling. I think because of there are no supporters that are not allowed. If you look at Kaizer Chiefs from last season, I still believe that should they had supporters, they wouldn't find themselves in the position that they are at. Because of at the end of the day, they are man who's always pushing the team around, so making sure that at least they perform to their maximum performance. So obviously going towards the derby is going to be a different one, whereby there's nobody who's willing to push you, who's pushing you. Everybody will be sitting at home expecting results. So I'm hoping that players will be motivated for that for that game, so that at least they make sure that they bring in a nice, entertaining Soweto Derby.
Before I wrap up, just want to hear from you guys. If you were to say, or if I were to put you on the line, what do you think the scoreline is going to be? Let's start with you, Joseph.
Yeah, from my side, due to the inconsistency of both teams, I would like to give it a draw. Because I've heard the coach also complaining about the firepower up front, and I've seen Pirates, they are struggling to score goals. So they ended up playing midfielders as strikers. So that will become also an issue. So I see both teams deploying a system whereby they'll make sure that they pack the midfield, and so it's going to be a duel in the midfield. And both teams will resort into a defensive approach whereby they don't want to concede anything and making sure that maybe they try and get a goal and consolidate what they have. So, but on my side, I'd like to take, I'd like to predict it.
All right, and you, Tinashe?
I think Joseph is a bit scared of Chiefs there. He used to be a great winger, which would give us most problems. But I mean, Chiefs boy, and there's so much bad blood between us and Pirates. So I always want to see, Chiefs doing well. But considering the firepower which Pirates has, like I said, Monari and Lodge, he's a player who silenced the Egyptians at the last African Cup of Nations. He's such a brilliant player to watch. So I'm vouching for Chiefs because, with Gavin, I know he's quite good when it comes to set plays. And I think this game is going to be won by Chiefs, probably through a set play.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me this morning. You heard their predictions over there, a draw here and there. We'll just have to wait and see which one will come out tops between Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. That was former Pirates midfielder Joseph Makhanya and former Kaizer Chiefs midfielder Tinashe Nengomasha.